Hey everyone, in today's video I'll show you some crazy jumps and shortcuts on Bright Sands in the Cycle Frontier full release. If you're a new player, then you absolutely need to learn all of these, and if you're a veteran player, then perhaps some of these might still surprise you. It's probably fair to say that not all of these jumps are intended to be accessible, so if some of them get patched, I'll let you know in the comments down below. Now let's dive right into it. First one up is how to get on the roof of Crash Ship in the jungle. You come in through the cockpit, go through the left door here, and we are going to look at the wing, and we're going to sprint at it, and then let the mantle take itself right after. Boom. We're then going to jump onto this, and then jump up again, and jump left, and we are now on the roof of Crash Ship. And we have an angle back towards the dirt. We have an angle basically 360 degrees. This spot is incredibly strong. And make sure you guys are checking it and using it when you need to. Next, we're at Jungle Camp, and we're going to show you the quick way up to the second floor of Jungle Camp, and we go and we jump from that house all the way to the door, and this is a great way to access the second floor and the roof without having to go in from the bottom floor, which a lot of people like to camp. Next, in the same spot, we actually can get up on top of this antenna right here. And this antenna gives us a full 360 degree view of the entire area. Very, very good for Overwatch and looking out for incoming players. Next, we are in the North Jungle by the Crash Pod. And there is a spot up here that you absolutely must know. It is a great place to de-aggro, but it's also a great place to kind of run Overwatch for players coming through this side of the jungle. A lot of people like to hug this wall and do focus crystal runs, and so you can kind of stand not just here, but you can actually jump across over here and then jump again to over here. And this is if the direction that I'm looking right here is towards the North Jungle evac. So pretty incredible spot, very, very important to know about, and use it to your advantage. Okay, now we're at the pathway between Abandoned Mine and the jungle, and this is a very, very commonly taken path. And you can actually get up all the way up on the left here. So we're going to jump on that little rock, and we're going to come up here, and we're going to kind of mantle our way all the way to a plateau that is on the other side here. And actually, you can kind of get a decent angle on people coming in from the mine. And you also have a pretty solid angle at people evacing over here. Now, they did close the doors on the evac ship straight ahead there, but you can still catch people on the right-hand side where a lot of people like to wait for the ship and snipe them from here. This is a great little spot to know. All right, now we are looking at the shortcut between Dig Site and Crash Ship, a very, very important shortcut to know. It is a cave that connects the two. Quite frankly, this is the safest way in and out of the jungle, in my opinion. A lot of people like to kind of be on that north side or that south side by Comms Tower, so knowing this way in and out is extremely important. There's also a barrel that you can loot, as well as some ore. Now keep in mind, this spot can get extremely dark during rain and obviously during the storm, so having a flashlight is pretty clutch for just going navigating through that cave. I mean, it's not hard to memorize, but just so you know. Next on the list, we have Comms Tower, Old Faithful, our favorite jump up in the whole wide world. This was patched from the closed beta, but it still works. You jump onto this spot right here. There's two ways to do it. I like to do it a way that's a little bit different. You kind of jump up to that spot and you look at the crack right above the crack and you jump to the left and you grab it. When you get the hang of it, you can hit that every single time, but there's also another way right at that crack. Instead of jumping to the left, if you don't hold W at all and just press spacebar, you will be able to mantle it. Next, we are at the parking lot, and the parking lot, it has a really nice one where you can get up on this tower right here just by going from that direction, from the wall outside. Really nice look down into parking lot, as well as the evac to the east. And as we're still in parking lot, this is the other evac on the other side, close to the abandoned mine, and you can make that little jump right there and get up onto this rock. And it's a great spot to kind of wait for your evac if you need to, and just keep a lookout for other players pushing you as you're trying to dip. Next, same spot. Instead of going to the crane, however, we are going to jump onto the wall, and we're going to go towards the actual dig site. We kind of move along the fence, do a regular jump to there, and then a sprint jump to this fence, and then a sprint jump to over here. And we are going to be above dig site and be able to look down. We can also move along the fence even further and get along the big long wall back here, as you're going to see. And this spot, if you go too far, you are kind of committing to killing yourself. There's no way down that I can see to survive. So you don't want to jump all the way over there, even though you can, because there is no way home. Next, we are at the crashed drill just north of base camp. And what you're going to do is jump onto the fence, jump onto the railing, stop right here, turn and look at that. And we're going to jump all the way up onto there. And we are going to take the rock on the right here. You can actually walk up the little ramp, and then you're going to have to do some shimmy jumping up to here. And we're going to jump to that little green patch on the right there. And it's a little dicey. You can get stuck between the tree and the rock, but you can also get out. But we can just mantle to the left of it. And once we're here, we're home free. We can run around. We can look over here. We can also go back and look at East Collection's landing pad. This is a crazy spot to snipe East Collection, as well as anyone doing the drill at base camp. Also, side note, be very careful up here. There's a lot of like spots that are very dangerously close to looking like you might get stuck. So I've never gotten stuck up here, but it's probably possible, but try to make sure that you're jumping directly on rocks. Next, we are at a spot just near the east uplink, and a lot of people don't know about this. It's just a basic jump up, but you can get all the way up here very quickly, especially when you spawn Science Campus. This is a really nice way to kind of cut into the middle of the map a little bit more safely instead of going through the low area that is the uplink spot. So this is a very, very important one. A lot of people don't know about it. Next, we're going to go to Waterfall Labs. Waterfall Labs has some pretty cool jumps. This one's pretty basic. This is at the northern extract, the northeast one. You can just jump up on this roof. This is a great place to wait for your evac. My personal favorite for sure in this spot. Next, we've got the rooftop of Waterfall Labs. There are 4 ways up onto the top here. It is such an incredible way to flank your opponent. We've got the way I just went up. We've got this right in the center. And then on the furthest southern end, there is 2 ways up as well. And I don't see enough people using this. I think this is a wonderful spot to kind of get the jump on your opponents. So make sure you guys are using that. Next, we have another crazy little jump, and it's right near the northern spot, kind of by the office that has all the poly prefabricate. And we're going to go to here, and we are going to jump to this rock. And we are then going to jump to the tree. And this next jump is a little tricky. I like to keep my reticle right near that kind of leaf hanging down and jump right at it. And then spam jump, and you can get up there. And you can then jump into the office 2nd floor through the window. Now, this is a one-way trip. You can't go back to the roof from here, but very, very important jump to know about. Next, we are just outside of base camp between Southwest Collection and base, and there is a jump up here that's going to get you to the main office much more easily than going through the main doors down below. And you jump up onto that little rock right there, jump to this rock, and then we are going to sprint jump in between those 2 pylons there, and then we are going to just easily jump to the top here, and then we can walk right up to the office. And it's just a much safer way to access this area. So now we're going to take a look at a spot that gets you above the water facility. And this is a crazy spot because you have so much visibility. There's actually 2 ways in. This is the rock side way, so we can jump on these 2 rocks right here, jump up, and we're just going to do some basic mantling to get near to the top. And there's just going to be 1 running jump that we need to lock in, and that's going to be right here. We're just going to run right to the right of that scar. If you look at on the side of that mountain, we're kind of just to the right of that, and it's an easy mantle, and it gives us total 360-degree view up here. We can look down at the puzzle area. It's nuts. Now, I did mention that there are 2 ways up, so this is kind of by the top office there. We're going to jump on the tire, jump on there, and we can jump onto the rocks and kind of work our way all the way up to the same exact spot with ease. So make sure you guys know about both these ways up onto this mountain. And we also have a nice little jump over at Swamp, kind of near where the dead drop is. We're just going to jump over to here, jump on this plant, jump there, and then have a nice little perch up at the top. You guys are probably familiar with that building. That is the skeleton key room over there. So worth noting, this is a nice little spot to snipe. Next, we've got 2 spots down by the river west of the North Uplink station. And a couple of these are kind of dirty. This is one that's kind of further south. You can take all these jumps and get up into this bush right here and look. Great spot if you're looking to camp and snipe maybe at someone doing the drill, or catch people rotating down the river, which happens all the time. The next spot is just a little bit north of that on the river. You're just going to jump onto this rock's ramp right here, and same thing, basic jump ups, and we're going to jump across to this plateau here. So these spots are kind of dirty, but it's important to know them, and you can check them as you're rotating down the river. And last but not least, we have the shortcut from dig site all the way up to parking lot. There are actually multiple ways to do this, but you'd be surprised how many people are not aware of this. So new players, keep an eye out here. You can access all the way up to the parking lot from dig site and just run up all the way, mantle your heart out, and you will get to the top. And there's multiple angles that you can access dig site from the top as well. There's a broken fence as well as a ramp that you can run up to. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you out. Let me know down in the comments below if there's any other great jumps that you've found on Bright Sands, and don't forget to drop a sub if you're looking for more Cycle Frontier content, and I'll see you in the next one.